If you're like any young person in this world, you probably have some insecurities concerning your appearance. I mean, I think it's only natural because of the access that we get to like much better physiques from social media. We constantly see the perfect male or female body, and I mean, from constantly seeing that, like, who wouldn't develop insecurities? You know, we develop this fear of being judged if we're not good enough. But is not being good enough really true? Like, do people really judge us that much? Or is it just a construct in our mind? I personally believe it is the latter, even when I definitely feel like people are gonna stare and people are gonna have thoughts that are gonna like demean me. But after all is done, nothing happened. All of it was in my mind. No one came up to me and said, "Oh, you look really stupid today." No one said that. It was all in my mind, basically. And it doesn't, in the moment, it definitely doesn't feel that way. But looking back after, I can definitely say that, yeah, I made that up. I did. Because of my own insecurities. And from this, you can actually learn quite a lot, because if you yourself are thinking about how you look and are insecure about that, taking the fact that most people are insecure, most people are going to be thinking about themselves and how they look, and totally not even pay attention to you. And I don't know, at least I have heard that from a lot of people, and it just doesn't hit as hard if there's someone who like tells you in person. And of course, I'm not gonna be there in person, and I'm not really your friend, so I can't really tell you this. But I would implore you to ask a friend. You could tell them your own insecurities first, and then ask them for their experiences. You know, they're bound to have some insecurities, because we aren't perfect. So, onto the basis of this video. The basis is a challenge, and the challenge is to belly breathe in public. So, if you don't know what this is, basically, there's sort of two ways of breathing. So you can like breathe through your shoulders. So it's like when you breathe, your shoulders and your chest like go up basically. But there's another style which is belly breathing, which basically you don't move your shoulders or chest. You basically expand your belly to the fullest capacity. And I mean, this just recently popped into my head, but I mean, at least personally, I'm quite vain and insecure in my own body. So the act of belly breathing was definitely uncomfortable. Like, I don't like how I look when I belly breathe, but it's a challenge. And after I did it, it definitely calmed my anxiety. Nobody came up to me. No one. I can't say that no one had any thoughts about it, but no one really paid attention. And if they didn't pay attention, then they can't have thoughts about it. So, that's just my experience. But I challenge you to do that. So, best place to do it is obviously somewhere public. Sit down, and to increase the challenge even more, make yourself the most unattractive. Like, basically, I guess you want to basically like lay back so that your belly is like exposed, so that everyone can imaginatively see your belly expand. I mean, that's the whole point. You basically want to you want to have the greatest chance of exposing yourself, essentially. Basically, you just want to confront your fears up front. That's a weird sentence, but yeah. And the thing is, it will definitely be uncomfortable because you have built up this demon, which is your anxiety. And this build-up, as I already said, is really due to social media. Like, if you're on the earth as the only person with your kind of body, there's no one else to compare yourself to. So you wouldn't even know what is a perfect body. You would think your body is a perfect body because no one else is on the earth. So. And further off from this, the people who have the best bodies are usually the ones who have the most insecurities. Yes, that is true. For a large part. I mean, I hope that you can take this wholeheartedly and believe me when I say it. But they are miserable. I am miserable when I am lean and looking really good. Sure, it looks really nice. I like all the vascularity that I get. The veins in my abs, lower abs, the veins in my legs. They look really nice, but I don't feel good. I have low energy. My sleep is crap. I don't want to be social. I felt like being social is a detriment to my goals. And my goal was to basically get lean and shredded. So going back to belly breathing, what this challenge basically is you're just flooding yourself with the anxiety. You're basically putting yourself immediately out there and just learning to survive in the harsh world, essentially. It's basically just kicking yourself out of the door and then learning how to survive. It leads to very quick learning and very quick adaptation. There's also another method of doing this, which is called exposure therapy, which is basically you just gradually do it. You gradually increase the difficulty, so you may start off in public with like a jacket over your belly, and then belly breathe, and then do it with a sweatshirt, and then do it with with just a shirt or t-shirt. Yeah, so it was just gradual increments. But there are also different ways to challenge yourself, and I mean, belly breathing is only one way, but there's bound to be others, and I'm sure you can think of more. So challenge yourself. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Challenge your fears. Especially your fears, because fears can only limit us and hold us back.